I saw a quote that said we went from June 1st to June 18th. And that's really real because a lot has been going on astrologically. So if you've been feeling like ebbs and flows, like things have been shifting or like surprises have come up with regards to maybe health or even just your emotional health and wellness and your feelings, I want to explain that a little bit for you. So let's start with yesterday. Yesterday, we had a small transit, but a big one in the same breath because the planet that rules our action and our drive spends about 7 weeks in a sign, and it entered a very significant sign, which is Virgo. And the reason it's significant is because we are all on a health and wellness journey from January until July 2026, where we are becoming aware of maybe habits, judgments, or even just like our guts are a little bit more sensitive to certain foods. Perhaps like things have come up in that nature, either within your reality or within other people's reality. And that's because we're releasing from our bodies, from our mindsets, from having to have a plan or having to have things a certain way. So that's the South Node in Virgo. And that in your chart will indicate the kind of themes that you're going to be walking through, taking action on over the next 7 weeks that are going to really help you let go. And today, Jupiter in Cancer recently, which is what's responsible for us expanding a little bit more in our feelings, in our sense of family, in our sense of what makes us feel secure. Having Jupiter in Cancer, in its essence, is really about gaining more emotional wisdom. And we gain that through feeling, right? And Jupiter expands everything it touches. And Cancer is very orientated towards mothering, nurturing. So, a part of this is probably going to be expanding our relationships with family, healing lineages, gaining wisdom from that. And so it's almost like expanding our hearts a little bit more. So initially, I know I felt my feels when it came in, but again, that's part of the expansion. And it's today specifically talking towards Neptune in Aries, which is also new. There's a lot, guys. There's like so many planets in this year and next year that are just changing the game, flipping the script on us. So hang in there because this is all part of the greater picture. And I know sometimes it can feel very disorientative, but it's actually very specific towards what we're trying to let go of and what we're trying to build. So for example, I've had clients today, for instance, that are like a rising Cancer. So this, if you're rising Cancer, might be similar, where they're like, I want to run ideas, business ideas. I have an idea I'm going to launch in September. Now, Jupiter's expanding the way that they meet the world, and Neptune is currently in their 10th house of work. So it's like, this is a great aspect for them in that way. It's activating it, but then I have another client who's having it in her relationships in her home front. So she's having a different experience with this. It's less activating and more tension. So this is where it differs for each person, and knowing where this is super helpful. And this is what I walk my clients through in one-on-one containers so that they can take this information, apply it in real time. But also I put it out on a newsletter for people that want to know how to work with it in a more weekly basis. It's free. I want to just like personalize it for you guys so that you guys can, I always like to say, not go through it, but grow through the process.